Good morning, everyone. This is Deplorable McAllister, aka Linda Paris. You can see my daily blog at deplorablemcallister.com. You can see my broadcast work at www.lindaparis.com. And you can read my stories about history, mystery, and murders on historymysteryandmurder.com, articles that I've written for the Southampton Press and other publications. And I guess you're wondering what's on this screen. Adrenochrome, not in the news. Why? Go and find out what they aren't telling you. This meme comes from a dump that was made yesterday, or that I downloaded. Hey, got any of that adrenochrome? These are memes that Q dropped. And this confirms, these memes are very informative. I haven't gone through them all yet, but they tell a story. Q is telling us in these memes. Now, these are of particular importance. And just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, these are zip files. And just for those who don't know what a zip file is a compressed file. And you can right click on it and it uncompresses into a folder full of stuff. Well, here are all, and I didn't even get them all. Here are all the zip files. So each one of these is compressed. But you've got a tranny zip, which has Michelle Obama in it, Michael. He is a tranny. You've got Secret Data Center. You've got Schmidt. You've got Schumer. You've got Schiff. You've got Scarborough and the dead intern. You've got all these subject matters. When you unzip them, this is the adrenochrome, and this is the unzipped folder. Here's adrenochrome 2. They're all drinking this blood. Now, this one really interested me, and any one of the 9 people who follow this. Look, I know they're messing with my numbers, okay? So I'm basically making fun of them because they're not hiding the fact that they're messing with my numbers on this. They've been messing with my numbers ever since the beginning of the election, okay? Just so you know, every time I make fun and say I only have 9 people watching, I'm just kidding. I know there's more than 9 people watching. I know I have better numbers than what they're giving me, but I got to make fun of them because I don't know whether they think they're fooling someone or whether they're just trying to discourage me, but all it does is make me want to do more. So before I start talking about this Q dump, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I know I'm making jokes about it, but they are censoring me so badly on every platform. Some of my stuff got mentioned in Reuters early on during the election. And after that, they have my IP address. So they're trying to keep me from doing anything. And it's kind of amazing that I have 300 plus subscribers, and I really do appreciate it. And I know that, I don't know how you found me because they'd really like to bury me. It's because I'm curious. I want to find out what's wrong with their eyes. But thank you very much. I really appreciate anyone who watches these videos. And if I reach 30 people, then that's a good thing. Because I'm not going to stop. And pretty soon, these people are going to be, they're not going to be able to monopolize the internet anymore. So they better get packing and get running. That's what I say. And another thing I say is, all the time, what's wrong with their eyes? Do I or do I not say that, America? Here it is, right here in the queue. Black eye, raw Horus pineal gland. The Black Eye Club. Some men are given black eyes, some are not. What the hell is going on with their eyes? It has something to do with the pineal gland. They're manipulating it or something. I don't know what they're doing to these people because these people are so damn creepy. Who's punching them? Right? So, I don't like to say I was right, because I wasn't really right. I just noticed there was something wrong with their eyes. I don't know what it is. I got all kinds of ideas. But I was right. Now, take that back. But I was right about the fact that there's something wrong with their dang eyes. They all have messed up eyes that hang and sag and crawl all over their face. And then they have these black eye things. Who's punching them? I know who wants to punch them, but who's actually getting to these people and punching them? Something is going on with this eye. Mockingbird, secret agents. A, Cooper family background. Why is this relevant? Well, Anderson Cooper's father was a CIA agent, and Anderson Cooper interned with the CIA. I didn't know Andy Cohen's was related to the CIA. Why is this relevant? What is Operation Mockingbird? Operation Mockingbird is using the news to control the minds of the public, and it seems to have worked pretty good on some stupid people, on Democrats. It seems to have worked pretty good on Democrats. It's not working on us. It's not working on independents. It's not working on libertarians. It's not working on conservatives. It's not working on Republicans. But you got a handful of Democrats that can't get those pink pussy hats off their head. They just can't get that terrible word pussy out of their mind, while the rest of them are drinking blood and killing babies. What is Operation Mockingbird? Is it active? Absolutely. It's like right in our faces. Who is a Cooper? What is a Cooper's background? Now, I don't know a lot about Anderson Cooper's father other than the fact that he was a CIA agent. Why is this relevant? Well, it's definitely something to look into. Snow White, Godfather 3, Speed, Q. This is what I've been talking about the whole time. There's a whole folder of this stuff. There you go. Black eyes. Black eyes. Not my imagination. Well, she can't. She just puts on more eye makeup. You get a black eye, and you get a black eye, and you get a black eye. Google politicians with black eye. Wow. So it all has something to do with the eye. Now, I'm just going to speak from what I know about this eye, and close your ears if you don't want to hear something disgusting, because these people are disgusting. The pineal gland, the eye of Horus, the eye in the center of the pyramid. This goes back to ancient Egypt. This goes back to brainwashing. This goes back to royal bloodlines. This goes back to who they worship. Back in the old days, when they wanted to brainwash someone in Egypt, apparently they discovered that if you sodomize a child at the age between 3 to 5, that you can split their personality, break their brains, and you can control one. You can brainwash the other side, one personality, so that the other personality is completely oblivious. Okay? Let me say that again. Raping a child between the ages of 3 to 5 causes a fracture in the personality, schizophrenia. It breaks the brain into two separate personalities. One personality acts independent of the other personality. Now, they did this back then, and they do this now to brainwash their heirs into completing the agenda. So that's one reason they do it, to control the heirs, control the money, control the power in future generations, because they are all working towards the coming of their Antichrist. And what they want to do is they want to take over the world, usher in their Antichrist before the second coming of Christ. This is my interpretation based on all the research I've done, which is I'm obsessed with this. I research this constantly. So I believe they're trying to usher in the Antichrist before the coming of the second coming of Christ. This part of the eye of Horus represents the human anus, and you will see it in every rendering of the eye. It represents the anus because when the child is raped, and again, this is, if you're sensitive to any of this, when the child is raped, they are raped in such a way that it causes this split. And when that happens, there is flashes of light. They consider this the rebirth of the child, the satanic rebirth of the child. They do not want a child made in the image of God because they have things for this child to do. Once they want to program this child to carry on their agenda. In order to carry forth the agenda, they have rituals where they believe, I don't know whether they do this or not, or whether they're just schizophrenic and they think they did it. I don't know. They certainly are evil enough. But in their ceremonies, they conjure up demons and invite them to inhabit their bodies. They prepare their bodies to be inhabited. And the way they do that is by becoming androgyne. They bastardize what God has done. They recreate the child in the image of Satan, in the image of the Baphomet. That's why they do the gender inversion. And bear in mind, they've been doing this for centuries, thousands of years. To them, this is normal. To them, this is just what you do. To us, it's the creepiest thing that ever happened. To them, this is normal. They have to keep the money in the family line. They have to keep the agenda going. They have to make sure that the Antichrist is ushered in before the second coming of Christ. So they continue to use this sodomy because, in effect, what they're doing is they're giving one side secrets that the other side will never tell. They don't have to worry about the child going out and telling about the programming because the child has no memory of it. Number one. Number two, in order to control the second personality, they just rape the child and the second personality emerges and they can program it to go assassinate someone or steal or do whatever they want it to do, but the child will have no memory of it. Once the other personality takes over, the child won't remember any of it. So this is an ancient form of brainwashing. This is everywhere, this Eye of Horus, and this represents not only the illumination, but this represents the human anus. And if you look at their logos, it's all about sodomy. All about sodomy. In the New World Order, there will be no sexes. There will be no males and no females. There will only be one sex, hermaphrodites, androgynes. They don't want to be, it's not transgendered. They don't want to be a sex. They call it transgendered. It's not transgendered. They're not going from one sex to another. They are coming up with creative ways to be both sexes. They're androgynes. That's what they're called. And there will be no women giving birth in the New World Order. It will all be done in their laboratories or by AIs. Everyone will be an AI. This is truly a demonic plan. The all-seeing eye has multiple meanings. The eye of Horus represents the pineal gland. The second birth of the child, the raping of the child between the ages of 3 to 5, open up the pineal gland. This is what the point of raping the child is. It opens up the pineal gland. It splits the personality. It reorganizes the brain. It basically breaks the brain that God gave you or gave these children. And it reorganizes it so that they can be used in this agenda to usher in the Antichrist. That's what CERN is. They're trying to dig down in there and let the locusts out. And the Antichrist along with it. They want everything ready. They don't want women giving birth. We have the spark of God. We have the breath of God inside of us. We have the ability to give life. They don't want that. They want that taken out of the equation. They want to control life. In any event, this is my little videotape. Oh, videotape. That's right. I got out the VHS recorder this morning. Stuck a tape in there and voila, like magic. So stay tuned. I have a whole folder full of these and a lot of my questions are being answered. More videos to come. And have a great morning. McAllister, aka Linda Paris. You can read my blog daily at www.deplorablemcallister.com. You can read the stories that I've written for the Southampton Press about history, mystery, and murder at historymysterymurder.com. You can see my broadcast resume at lindaparis.com. So there was a large queue dump of memes. But these memes are really interesting because they verify a lot of things that many of us have suspected for a long time or been confused about. These things become clearer. One of the things is their eyes. These people and their eyes. The Monas Hieroglyphica, John Dee's glyph, has many interpretations. And he spoke about it, and there was a lot of talk about all the different meanings behind the glyph. But again, this is a phallic symbol, a phallus coming towards you also. And when you put them all together, it is a devil head sodomizer. John Dee's devil head sodomizer. But you can see how many theories and how much has been written about this glyph. Taurus and Aries. John Dee spoke in front of groups about the meaning of the glyph. He claimed that he would meet with people and demonstrate to them what the glyph meant. But in any of his lectures that he gave, he never gave an adequate or sound or singular definition of the glyph. It's always remained surrounded by an air of mystery. Unless, of course, you know the secret of the all-seeing eye, the Eye of Horus, the Illuminati, the brainwashing. If you're familiar with what is only known to the secret societies and secret bloodlines, then you recognize the glyph for what it is. And isn't that what they're doing right now in advertising? Okay, just quickly to demonstrate what I'm talking about when I talk about the Eye of Horus, because this is all connected to their eyes being messed up. And people, they pontificate about how this means the sun and all of these different things. No, it's paying homage to sodomy and how they use that to brainwash people. Fast forward to 2016, 17, and 18. China restaurant. It's really a pagoda with a big red moon behind it. But if that's not the first thing I see. And I don't have a mind that really works that way. I'm not looking for these things, but this just pops right out at you. This is sodomy, folks. That's what this logo is showing. This is how they identify themselves to other people. They use these symbols. We are part of it. Look, see that? Standing behind, penetrating. This is why also do not give these people your information, and definitely don't give them your DNA, because they're using it for nefarious purposes. They're part of it. You can see the sodomy in the logo. It's quite clear. And think about it. The Eye of Horus, iMac, iPhone, iPad. A million different ways for them to work sodomy and pedophilia, by the way. I mean, there's the little, there's the big. Safe place? Look at that. And it's a pyramid. There's the top of the pyramid. Stand in the gap. You've got this huge monolith phallic symbol pushing upward. And look there, the eye. Make no mistake, the eye is at the top of the pyramid. That has meaning. People who are part of this cult, this bloodline, they look for these things. This is what they're looking for. They're out there looking all the time for these things. so that they can hook up. It's a hive type mentality. And I have a theory that these bloodlines are in the Bible and that they have been eradicated from the Bible because on purpose, because these people know if we knew that these bloodlines existed, we'd get rid of them. Here's another one. I mean, is there any question that there is sodomy going on here? You can find some very good information on a blog called The Open Scroll. And they talk about sodomy. There's all these entries. And they talk about sodomy and mind control, sodomy, gnosis, illumination, because they consider that the opening of the third eye, gnosis, special knowledge, illumination. So that's what their big secret is, at the top of the pyramid. And you can see he's written all these articles. There's also the truth seeker man, Henry Makow, who is a deprogrammer, and he talks about how Freemasonry's best kept secret is ritual sodomy. Also on the Open Scroll, there is a lot about the constant bombardment of symbology that is really referencing sodomy. That is just our whole culture is just rife with it. And a lot of it you wouldn't notice. Sodomy is considered Satan's sex. So, of course, this is something they embrace. Anyway, I'll put that video and these links in the description. That's just the second video I wanted to do today because of this drop where I believe that they are accessing the third eye through their eyes. I believe they are somehow accessing the pineal gland for some purpose, whether it's for mind control purposes, because that is the point of the sodomy, is to open the pineal gland and affect the pineal gland. So, and somehow they're doing this to either continue brainwashing them, possibly. Now, this is an interesting theory, and I'm putting this out there because with these people, you cannot close your mind. You can't cut anything out until you've disproven it. That's the way this is going to have to go because these people they're just so incredibly creepy. Beyond, there really are no words in the English language to describe how disgustingly creepy these people are. So you really have to think outside the box, literally, when you're thinking about what the hell is the matter with their eyes, with their dang eyes. I do believe they are accessing the pineal gland for some reason. There is a guy, I wish I could think of his name. Okay, it's this guy, Donald Marshall, and he talks about cloning centers and hell on earth and dead famous celebrities. So to me, it's not out of the question if they have the technology. And I remember working at CNN a long time ago when they came out with that Molly the Lamb story or whatever it was that they cloned. That was a long time ago. So I don't put anything past these people. And this guy, Donald Marshall, he makes a lot of really fantastic claims, of course. But one of the things he says is that these people, in order to be famous, they are required to clone themselves, which from a financial perspective, if you're just going to think about it as an investment, you know, the Illuminati or these bloodlines have invested all this money in these people to play these roles. And so if they start to not comply, or maybe they get sick and they're not through using them, I mean, I could see them having clones on hand to push out there and just, I'm not taking that off the table. Let's put it that way. This Donald Marshall guy claims that they have to come in at night and they go through the eye and they attach to the pineal gland or go into the spine somehow and suck like what they need out of them in order to make the clone. Yeah. Then there's another story going around about the inner earth and about reptilians, and that there's something in the pineal gland that they need for their nutrition or something, and they can just, their tongue will just come out and go into your eye and suck it out and then come snap back. So who knows what's going on here? I do believe they're accessing the pineal gland somehow for some reason. Do I think it's a lizard? I don't know. Do I think they're cloning? They signed a cloning contract? That makes the most sense to me. And I only say this because Britney Spears doesn't look like Britney Spears anymore. A lot of these people don't look like the people. I know they've had plastic surgery and everything. I've seen people with plastic surgery, but this Britney Spears looks like a completely different person. It doesn't even look the same. It's almost like they're trying to see how far they can go. You know, Britney was kind of going off the deep end for a while, and now suddenly she comes back looking completely different and totally compliant. So, your guess is as good as mine. But judging from this Q file, somebody has taken the time to make all of these memes, to gather all of these photographs, and to describe them alphabetically, okay? These are not things that aid. This does not help the deep state. Organizing these memes, putting them in zip files, organizing them by subject. This came from some sort of organized group that's close to intelligence, because these things are being verified now. Not only did somebody go to this much trouble to put together graphics and memes that harm the deep state, so that okay, even if it is a LARP, let's use the memes then. I don't believe it's a LARP. I believe they've gone way beyond proving that they are associated with the president, the white hats. So I'm already, on board with Q. So for me, this verifies something that I've been noticing. I've been asking questions about it. I can't stop noticing it. I won't stop noticing it. I didn't stop noticing it. And now suddenly we've got a dump with a folder that is all about it. What I'm talking about. Eyes. Their eyes. And in this folder, it's got things about the pineal gland. And that's huge. I really wanted to know what they were doing with their eyes. So, look, he had to tape. See, they have the saggy, it's sagging. They had to tape it up. This is what's happening to their eyes. They know. This could be one of the things that people can't take. I mean, if it's lizards or something doing this, then people are not going to be able to, they may have to keep that a secret. Oh my God, these people. Anyway, I hope people have a nice evening. Take care of your eyes. Don't let anything near your eyes. Stay away from lizards. And stay away from people with something wrong with their eyes. Okay, have a nice night.